Hi Nana. We were learning electrolysis. Okay. So in this, today we will learn about the electrolysis of common electrolytes. Okay. So common electrolytes. We will discuss about lead bromide, uh, acidulated water. Okay. And acidified copper sulfate solution, aqueous solution. Okay. So we will discuss about these three electrolytes. So first of all, we will learn about electrolysis of fused lead bromide. Lead bromide. What is the formula of lead bromide? It is PbBr2, lead bromide. What is the meaning of fused? Fused means molten, molten lead bromide. So for the electrolysis of this substance, that means molten lead bromide. Okay. So we use an electrolytic cell or else a vessel in which electrolysis takes place. So that vessel is called as electrolytic cell. Okay, the electrolytic cell in this particular case, I mean infused lead bromide, is made up of silica crucible. Okay, this material or else this vessel, it is made up of, it is a crucible. What is the meaning of crucible? Crucible means which can withstand a high temperature is said to be crucible. So it is made up of silica. The crucible is made up of silica. Okay, because this is because silica crucible is non-reactive. Okay, it does not react with any substances which are present inside the cell, electrolytic cell, and it is a bad conductor of electricity. Okay, generally we have to choose an electrolytic cell or else a vessel in such a way that it should not conduct electricity. So here the other things should conduct electricity, but the vessel itself does not conducts electricity. Okay. Now this electrolytic cell, uh, initially we pour lead bromide into it. This one, lead bromide, solid lead bromide we initially pour. Okay, we initially pour solid lead bromide. Okay, and heat this solid lead bromide. Okay, and finally, so we have to heat to a temperature around 385 degrees centigrade. So we have to heat this crucible greater than, to a temperature which is greater than 380 degrees centigrade. Why it should be heated to more than 380 degrees centigrade? Because the solid lead bromide, its a melting point, its a melting point is nearly equal to 385 degrees centigrade. So generally the material which we have taken in the electrolytic cell, it is called as electrolyte. Okay, so it should be in liquid state. Liquid state means either in molten state or else in aqueous solution form. So here we have chosen fused lead bromide, that means molten lead bromide. So how do we get this molten lead bromide? Upon heating the solid lead bromide to a temperature greater than 380 degrees centigrade, we will get a molten lead bromide solution. Okay, so now into this molten lead bromide, two graphite rods, two electrodes, okay, a conducting rods, okay, two electrodes made up of graphite. Okay, two graphite electrodes are introduced, and these two graphite electrodes, they are connected by a battery. Okay, this is battery, 12 volt battery, and it conducts it carries a 3 ampere current. Okay, it's a direct current, not alternate current. Okay, a battery, when battery is used, it is said to be direct current. So here the positive terminal of the battery, it is connected to it is connected to rod. It is called as a cathode. Okay, this cathode is negative charge because this is this is this is anode, and the negative terminal of the battery is connected to, it is connected to cathode. Okay, anode is positive charge. The electrode is positive charge, whereas cathode is negative charged electrode. Right. So why should we use graphite electrodes? Because graphite electrodes are non-reactive electrodes. So the electrodes which are present, they should not react either with the electrolyte or else the products of electrolysis. Okay, it should not either react with the electrolyte or else it should not react with the products of the electrolyte. Right. Now, what is the electrolyte? So this is first point is related to electrolytic cell. Okay, see, this electrolyte is heated. When electrolyte is heated, actually we have taken solid lead bromide and heated to above more than more than 380 degrees centigrade, and we have to maintain this temperature only. So this temperature is maintained. Okay, that means the temperature is maintained above 380 degrees centigrade. So we have to heat it continuously. Okay, right. So now the next point is electrolyte. Second one is electrolyte. So what is the electrolyte taken during this process? So actually electrolyte we have taken is molten lead bromide. It is molten lead bromide. Okay, solid lead bromide cannot be used. Solid lead bromide cannot be used because this solid lead bromide it does not contain any free ions. Do not contain any free ions. Any free ions. Okay, for electrolysis, the free ions are necessary conditions. So free ions are essential to carry electrolysis. So solid lead bromide cannot contain free ions because the solid lead bromide contains lead and bromide ions, but these are tightly packed to each other. So they are strongly packed or strongly attracted by, they are attracted or they are tightly bonded by a strong electrostatic force of attraction. So that is why solid lead bromide does not contain any free ions. So in order to convert the solid lead bromide into free ions, we have to heat to higher temperatures, so that at that higher temperatures, so we will get what? So these bonds are broken and we will get free ions. Okay, that means externally we have to heat this lead bromide, so that we will get that lead bromide in molten form, and we have to maintain the temperature so above 380 degrees centigrade. Okay, hence for that we have to heat externally to keep lead bromide in molten stage, in molten form. So that means what is electrolyte? Molten lead bromide. Next, third point. Third point is related to electrodes. So what electrodes we have to use? So generally here in this experiment, so we use inert electrodes. Inert electrodes. Inert electrodes. That means both the cathode and anode. Both the cathode and anode, they are made up of inert electrodes. Particularly, inert electrodes generally are of, we may use either graphite or iron or even platinum electrodes also we use. But here in this particular case, platinum electrode or else iron cannot be used because these two they will react with the bromine which is formed during the reaction. Okay, during the electrolysis process, bromine is formed at anode. Bromine gas, bromine vapors, reddish color vapors are formed at anode. So that bromine will react with uh, these electrodes. So hence we does not use a lead, either a platinum electrode or else this iron electrode. Simply we use graphite electrodes because graphite electrode does not react with the bromine. Okay, that means here inert electrodes. Why should we use inert electrodes? So to avoid the reaction of the electrodes with the products which are formed during the process. So to avoid that reaction, we use inert electrodes. So then why should we choose graphite electrode? Graphite electrode is used in preference to other electrodes like iron and platinum because graphite electrode does not react with the products which are formed during the electrolysis process. Okay. Next, the fourth point is related to temperature. Already we have seen that the electrolyte is heated to more than 380 degrees centigrade and it is maintained above, okay, the temperature of the electrolyte is maintained above 380 degrees centigrade. Okay, because actually the melting point of lead bromide is 385 degrees centigrade. So we have to maintain at this temperature at least so that the lead bromide will be obtained in molten form or else in fused form. Okay. So what is the temperature? It should be above 380 degrees centigrade and it should be maintained. So throughout the experiment or else throughout the electrolysis process, so we have to maintain the temperature which is above 380 degrees centigrade. Next, fifth point is what type of current we have to use. So here the current which we use, it is of direct current. DC means direct current through a battery. So that battery it is having 12 volts capacity. Okay, its potential difference is 12 volts and it can create 3 amperes of current. Okay, 3 amperes of current is passed through this electrodes or through this cell, 3 amperes. So here 12 volts and 3 amperes current. Voltage is 12 volts and current is 3 amperes of current. Okay. Next, dissociation. Dissociation of electrolyte. So this molten lead bromide will dissociate. What is the meaning of dissociation? Dissociation means breaking down. So lead bromide will break down into, so at that temperature it will break down into free ions, lead ions and bromine ions, bromide ions. Okay, so now the electrolyte, now this electrolyte, it is having, so these two types of ions. What are they? Lead ion, okay, and that means Pb plus 2 ions and Br minus ions are present inside the electrolyte due to the dissociation of this electrolyte, or else breakdown of this electrolyte. So ions present now because of this dissociation only, so free ions are obtained, otherwise the free ions are not found. Okay, next one is electrode reactions. Electrode reactions. What are the reactions that occur in the electrolytes or else in the electrodes? We learn those reactions. See, actually, what are the ions present inside this molten lead bromide? So these two ions are present. Okay, one is these ions are present. So one is cation and another one is anion. See, remember that always anion is negative ion. So anion will always move towards the positive electrode. What is positive electrode? Anode. Anion will move because of its negative charge. It will move towards positive electrode. Okay, hence anion always will migrate. Migrate means move. Anion always migrate towards anode and cation always migrate towards cathode, because cation is positive charge and cathode is negative charged electrode. Okay, so here electrode reactions means generally we can say like this. So lead Pb plus 2, okay, migrates towards what? Migrate towards cathode. Cathode, because this is a cation. Cation always migrate towards cathode. Okay, and Br minus migrates. Migrates means moving. So migrates towards towards anode. Towards anode, because anode is a positive electrode and cathode is a negative electrode. One more thing. So after moving these ions towards cathode or else this ion towards anode, what happens? So at cathode certain reactions takes place. Okay, at cathode what type of reaction takes place? Because cathode is what? It is a negative electrode. It is a negative electrode. As it is a negative electrode, it attracts a positive ion. Anode is a positive electrode. It is a positive electrode. Hence, it attracts what? As it is positive electrode, it attracts a negative ion. Okay. So, at cathode, what happens? So, it is negative electrode. As cathode is a negative electrode, it will try to give electrons to this lead. Okay, to this lead ion. So this lead ions, okay, after moving. So here in the solution you will find lead ion. Lead ions will move towards what? Anode. Sorry. Lead ions are positive ions. They will move towards cathode. So at cathode, after moving towards cathode, so what happens? This lead ion will take electrons from the cathode, because cathode will provide electrons, give electrons to cation. So this cation, the lead ion which is cation, so after taking electrons from cathode, so it will discharge, it will lose its charge. So this ion will discharge at cathode. Okay, so cation discharge at cathode. So the reaction at cathode is said to be reduction reaction because here addition of electrons is taking place. Now this cation, it is discharged into neutral lead atom. Okay, this reaction takes place. This reaction takes place at cathode, and what is formed? Metallic lead. So which is having silvery gray color. So this metallic lead which is formed, so it is silvery gray color and it is heavier. So here what happens? So at cathode what is formed? So lead is formed. At cathode, so lead is formed. So this lead ions are discharged and finally form metallic lead. And this metallic lead, what happens? Being heavier, so this metallic lead, it is being heavier. So what happens? It sinks and settles at the bottom. So now, so in the upper portion you will find molten lead bromide, whereas in the down you will find molten lead, because molten lead is heavier than the molten lead bromide. So molten lead bromide is lighter, hence it is present at the upper portions, and the molten lead which is formed at the cathode, it will sink, it will settle at the bottom because of its a heavier mass, so it will settle at the bottom. And here actually the lead which is formed here, it is obtained in molten form, because here the temperature is maintained. The temperature is maintained above 380 degrees centigrade. As the temperature is maintained above 380 degrees centigrade, see the melting point of lead, melting point of lead melting point, not lead bromide. Lead bromide's melting point is 385 degrees centigrade, whereas metallic lead, its melting point is 327 degrees centigrade only. 327 degrees centigrade. So the melting point of molten lead, lead metal is 327 degrees centigrade. But here we are maintaining the temperature above 380 degrees centigrade. So that is why the lead which is formed, the metallic lead which is formed at cathode, so it occurs in the form of molten form, or else fused metallic lead is present. It is obtained at the bottom. It is settled at the bottom of the vessel. Okay. That means the lead which is obtained, lead is one of the product. So this is the product which is obtained at cathode. So this product is in liquid form. Why it is in liquid form? Because the temperature maintained here, it is above 380 degrees centigrade, but the metallic lead, its melting point is 327 degrees centigrade only. Okay, right. Now let us see the reactions at anode. So what happens to bromide ion after migrating towards anode? See, bromide ion, it is negative ion. Bromide ion is a negative ion. So this bromide ion, what does it do? Simply, this bromide ion, after moving towards anode, so anode is a positive electrode, so it will try to accept electrons, or else take electrons. It will try to accept electrons, or else it will try to take electrons. So this bromide ion, so after moving towards anode, it will become neutral bromine atom by losing electron to the anode. Okay, that means at anode discharge of bromide ion is taking place. The charge of bromide ion is lost. Okay, it is lost in the form of electron. Hence, you will get a neutral bromine atom. So every two bromide ions will form a bromine molecule. Okay, and liberates two electrons, and these two electrons are taken by the anode. Okay, anode is electron acceptor. Okay, right. Now what happens? So this bromine here, this bromine is formed. Bromine is formed at anode. So that means at anode, bromine is formed. So this bromine is it is reddish vapors. Okay, it is the color of bromine is reddish because of very high temperature. So that bromine, it occurs in the form of vapor. So that means here from this portion, reddish vapors are evolved, and it will enter into the air. Okay, it escapes into the air. So then that bromine is tapped by some methods. Okay, right. So here what is happening at anode? At anode, discharge of bromide ion into neutral bromine atoms or else bromine molecule are formed. Okay. So like this, the reaction at anode and reaction at cathodes take place. That means electrode reactions. So these two are the electrode reactions which occur, and the products which are formed at cathode are metallic lead. It is in liquid form, and at anode the product formed is reddish colored bromine vapors. Okay. Now, if you see the summary of this electrolysis of lead bromide, so the dissociation of electrolyte. So dissociation of electrolyte will takes place like this. PbBr2 will dissociate. That means this is electrolyte actually. It will dissociate and form Pb plus 2 and Br minus. Okay, Br minus. So how many? Every one molecule of lead bromide will form one lead ion and two bromide ions. Okay, so this is how the dissociation of electrolyte takes place. And what happens? So this lead it will migrate towards cathode, and at the cathode this reaction takes place. Okay, and the lead which is obtained, it is in molten form because of very high temperature is maintained. Okay, next the product formed at cathode is what? Lead, molten lead, and the reaction at anode is this one. This reaction takes place at anode because bromide ion migrate towards anode, and after migrating towards anode, this bromide ion will lose electrons, and those electrons are taken by anode. They are accepted by anode. Now this bromide ion is discharged to bromine, so which is reddish brown colored vapors. Okay, so like this electrolysis of fused lead bromide can be discussed. Right. So we will discuss about the electrolysis of next topic is related to electrolysis of acidulated water or else dilute sulfuric acid. So we will see the electrolysis of acidulated water or else dilute sulfuric acid. So in the next video. So actually pure water is a bad conductor of electricity. Okay, so as pure water is bad conductor of electricity, so it does not produce ions. Okay, actually pure water, it does not contain any ions, so that is why it is bad conductor of electricity. So in order to make that pure water to conduct electricity, so we have to add either little amount of acid or else little amount of base or else little amount of salt, so that that water will produce free ions due to the addition of little amount of acid or base or salt. So now that water is said to be conducting electricity, because after addition of either acid or base or salt, free ions are formed in the water. Okay, so now this water is said to be acidulated water if acid is added, or else alkaline water if base is added, or else salty water if salt is added. So now we will discuss about the next topic is electrolysis of acidulated water. Okay, so we will discuss in the next video.